Hello again. It's me. That guy. What was my name? Majunda. Yeah, that guy. Um, Sorry about the delay. It's been quite hectic on my end, but I still enjoy doing this. I don't know if I enjoy this game, but I still enjoy doing this. And today, I'm in fact joined by two guests. It's been a while since I've had a guest on, right? So why don't you two feel free to introduce yourselves?
You can go first if you want, by the way.
Hello, I'm Scaphpotato. Uh, I I draw dinosaurs and hybrids and model dinosaurs and hybrids for Minecraft and stuff.
And
Yeah.
I am Mono, that guy that you might see on paleo.gg, or maybe, if you're into that kind of thing, don't know why you'd be, the guy that made the Jurassic World Alive tier list and tier maker. Happy to have us on the show.
Yeah, I hope
Very
so.
grateful we were able to make it.
I'm pleasure to be here.
You two better not disappoint me.
What?
I jest.
What?
But anyway, so starting off with I guess let's just get this out of the way. Let's start our discussion with the new, I guess recently leaked hybrids and some of the recent additions. Our main topic today is mainly going to be us kind of just complaining about the current state, or at least for me, it's going to be complaining about the state of Jurassic World Alive, because boy, do I always have room to complain. But let's start off with, I guess the recent additions, and then we'll get into the leaked things.
Speaking of the most recent edition, Tyranitor.
Yeah, Tyranitor. Ugly.
Yep, really ugly. I don't know why they gave it burn marks.
I don't get it either. And it's I think of the copy and paste Tyrannosaur hybrids. It's okay. It's I think it's better than it's certainly better than Scutometrodon, that's for sure.
Low
That is
bar.
true.
But I still think, Trichosaurus, and, well, actually, nothing beats Trichosaurus, I'm gonna be honest.
No,
I
funny
think
I'd say you
the
would.
skin for Tyrannosaur is very good. However, I think that's a hot take, though.
I haven't seen it in full. I've seen, the icon, but, I don't know what the skin looks like in full. It looks very, parrot-like, I guess.
Based on the Green Jay, actually.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's so green.
Yeah, that doesn't look terrible. That's, especially, but, as of late, a lot of people have been complaining about this, and I am inclined to agree that a lot of the recent hybrids have been pretty severely lacking, because a lot of them, some of them we're just starting to kind of get out of the really, really bad era of stuff from, 2 years ago, while when this game was under Jam City.
I will say it's very unfortunate they relapsed a bit, judging by the 3.20 roster.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Cephalus, Spinos, Paralatrosaurus, they're all rough around the edges.
Yeah, and especially is that a lot of them could be fine. They would be. Most of them are, I would argue, are passable. Because the thing is, in general, Jurassic World Life has always had stinkers in terms of designs. But at least there was some kind of, there was a flair. There were, really good designs, but then there were a lot of really bad ones in between. We all remember the scourge of the double hybrids. We all remember that. We all remember how embarrassing that was. And now it seems like it's kind of like we've come full circle, because we kind of in a way sort of forgot what we had, and now that we're just starting to get back into that sort of that area where we're, so, you know, where our expectations are, it's like, oh shit, our expectations have in fact risen. And especially, I mean,
quite a bit.
because, you know, there are, especially with the additions of so many of these apexes, these fusible apexes, and it's like, especially in comparison to just the raid apexes, like, I still think most of the raid apexes are 100% like better looking than like majority of the fusible apex roster.
Well, don't you worry about that, actually. From what we can see, the next update does not have a single fusible apex.
Oh, thank fuck. But I guess in terms of balance, like, thing is, I only fought it Tyrannodor or whatever in the Spotlight Strike recently, and I mean, I won, but that's because I have pretty consistently won against the Spotlight Strikes. It's only recently that I lost to one. And any guess on what creature made me lose?
$5 at Coelocephalus.
Yeah, it was Coelocephalus. It tore through everything of mine. And normally, like, and the thing is, you know, everyone knows this, or at least people who follow me know that I am anti-meta. I'm someone who has consistently stuck with a lot of creatures that are way out of meta. In fact, many of them have been power crept to hell. Like, I still use Smile Anemones. I don't think I have clutched a victory with Smile Anemones in, like, half a year. Anemones is kind of fodder now, because it's stuck with a kit that has been pretty much the same since it launched, but I have no idea in terms of, like, what's the balance of this thing. Is it another super, like, meta-defining Apex? I don't know. I don't really care. As long as it doesn't boil my blood, then I guess I'll let the people who spend millions of dollars on this game figure it out for themselves.
Funnily enough, actually, Tyranitar doesn't seem to be the best one that they plan on releasing this update, from what we can see. Paralodactylus is far worse than anything Tyranitar could pull.
I've noticed.
Also, arguably worse design as well.
Yeah, especially, it's such a shame too, because, like, I saw the head icon, like, first, and I was like, oh damn, that looks pretty cool. And then I saw that, oh, it's just that's the only thing they changed. The rest of the body's, like, naked. Like this thing is like, ancestry includes a Stegosaur and an Ankylosaur. Like, why not?
That's their strategy. That's their strategy. Make it look good in the profile icon, and then nothing else. Like, they're intentionally catfishing you.
It's clickbait, man. This is bull.
Yeah.
But I guess moving on from the latest release, let's talk about the fellers from this leak and sort of the upcoming drop. Who do we want to start with?
Kulatrodon.
Kulatrodon. Alright, I think that
Which has
Kulatrodon.
The quite honest Electron and the Kulasukas Gen 2 hybrid.
Yeah, I can see it.
I honestly think it's very good and could fit in with, like, the later 1.x updates.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can see that. It and its hybrid are also just kind of giving like Temu Antarctica.
Deadlocked and on Tatooine, yeah.
Which, like,
well,
I mean, isn't bad, because Antarctivinator is a good design.
Now you look at the hybrid and think it's just Animantarks. Well, there's a...
Probably not gonna be, but you know, can't really reveal
I was
that.
gonna say the coloration to me screams Animantarks, but
Yeah, no, it's one of those where it's just completely ignoring one of the components.
You can't reveal that. That's private information. You're gonna have to cut that out of the podcast.
I don't care.
listen, the moment I won't like. I ain't afraid. One, I'm an American, and two, they're French Canadian. So, what are they gonna do? Come and get me? Who knows?
Also, I don't keep the monster out.
I'll figure it out. But anyway, I guess moving on. If we don't have anything else to say, because frankly, I think those two are probably the best looking, or at least of the hybrids in this. Moving on to some of just the more miscellaneous things, we've got the one-armed berry.
And Peloraploid's right next to it.
Yeah, Peloraploids.
They're both very strange choices. They're both very strange designs. Because like the one-armed Baryonyx looks like the baby model for a Baryonyx. Yeah, it is on the Spinosaur large rig. And then Peloraploids isn't even like canonically accurate at all. Which
I mean,
isn't the biggest issue because it's a good design still.
But it's very clearly a retooled Borealipelta.
Yeah.
So too.
One thing I noticed, I noticed that it has Mega minus colors, especially on the head.
Huh.
Pretty similar, yeah.
Well, let's get the rest of the non-hybrids out of the way. We've got a... I've never known how to pronounce this thing's name.
Arsenoidarium or
No.
Guidraco?
The other one.
Guidraco.
Guidraco. It's nice to have, what is it? It's an Enguanguerid or Enguanguerid? It's...
Didn't get us. I'm gonna check.
We haven't had a lot of toothy pterosaurs, so... oh, shit.
Funnily enough, actually, in Jurassic World Alive, we haven't had any toothy pterosaurs.
And we've got Dimorphodon.
The arms are small.
Yeah, most of them are small. We didn't get a single Enguanguerid, which is surprising given the game and Evolution have quite the roster.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they finally got around to adding one. I will say it does look really good, but I don't think there have been, like, Jurassic World Live has had a a super bad-looking pterosaur. Like, the only ones that the only ones that are ugly are the movie designs.
And Geosternbergia.
I like Geosternbergia.
I think it has too small a head.
I mean, yeah, but it's passable. And like I look at that's like, well, yeah, that's Geosternbergia.
That is fair.
And finally, for non-hybrids, we've got Arsenotherium, which I gotta say, took them long enough.
It looks stoned.
A little, yeah. It's got weird eyes. But you know, when was the last mammal added?
That's a good question.
Was it Thylacosmilus?
Yeah, it was Thylacosmilus, I think.
So yeah, it's been a while. Still no Paraceratherium. Still no other elephant besides Dinotherium.
I mean, technically, this thing is close to an elephant, so...
Yeah, and I can see that, like, in terms of good paleo art, it's like the regular-looking creatures are like they look good. I still think a lot of them have been fairly decent. Some of them are a little off in proportions because they were fit to a certain rig or whatnot, but otherwise, like the colorations and like the their bodies look fine. If it's not a movie specific design, then it looks good. It's very clear that there's a designer at At Ludia, someone who does enjoy making the creatures look accurate, or at least scientifically
Unless
sound.
you're Mega Reptoran. Unless you're Mega Reptoran, though.
Yeah, except for I still don't understand why they couldn't have just made a whole new rig for that, because, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be that much work. I mean, they retooled the entirety of the Hadrosaur rig, so,
Mhm. Yeah.
doesn't sound...
Not to mention making completely new rigs for scorpions, the big Spinos, the frogs. Frogs I've never seen use outside of that one frog.
Yeah, and Megalania, there's only one lizard, so...
I mean, Megalania. I forgot about Megalania.
But moving on, let's talk about the rest of the hybrids. Starting with this one that I don't know the name of, the Therizinosaur one, or...
Oh, there's this one. Early Draco. They don't got no butt.
It's got a weird looking butt.
I think Mono can take this one.
Sure. One thing that I've noticed about a lot of the newer designs is that, funnily enough, they like having a weird trait from one of the hybrids that no one would pay any mind to persist in the hybrid itself. Like with Paralodactylus and Palatrosaurus, they for some reason have the neck, beard, and quill and hand spines from Ankylosaurus. And in this case, Draco has the very unnoticeable and very unflattering short tail of Guidraco.
Interesting. I never noticed. Oh yeah, it does. Kind of weird. Frankly, Draco here does. I think is passable in terms of design. I guess the question is, what is it made of? Because I don't actually know what it's made of.
Well, it's either Erlikosaurus or Erlikogama. Guidraco.
I would prefer Erlikogama because I would prefer I would like the epic hybrids to be addressed.
Well, don't worry. We know 2 of these guys are epic hybrids, actually. Moving on to our second one, with the first being Coolotrodon, Arsenoisaurus.
I like it. It's pretty basic, but, Arsinotherium and I would assume Scolosaurus.
Well, it's a bit weird, because...
It would have been heaven if this thing was a rare hybrid.
Yeah, but, I mean, it looks solid. It has the features. It's got the Arsinotherium base. The horns aren't magically shrunk or anything. And it's got the armor, and hey, it's got even a little tiny club on the end of its tail.
Mm-hmm. I do think that it's missing the very peculiar armor arrangement of its component.
Yeah, I was gonna be honest. Does Scolosaurus really have the armor that Scolosaurus has?
I mean, it may or may not be Scolosaurus.
Well, I would assume it's Scolosaurus, but it could be. It could be Cryonosaurus. It could be. Cryonosaurus. It could be Ankylosaurus.
One thing I do like about its design is that its ears has tiny little spikes on them.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's unique. But yeah, honestly,
Speaking of unique...
Oh, shit.
No, you first, yeah.
But, it's been a while since a mammalian hybrid has had any kind of sauce to it.
Babel reptile hybrid, let's go.
Yeah, for once. For once they haven't fucked up my one thing I like about this game.
Cough, Aquisaurus.
Yeah.
worst part is that it's not even Aquisaurus, it's Aquicomelus, which is the dumbest name in history. Regardless, moving on, speaking of uniques, Quetzaldraco, which is Rebirth Quetz and Early Draco, assumedly.
Zoinkers. I mean, I can see what they were attempting here.
I like this. I like the claws and the wings.
Yeah, the claws on the wings are an interesting addition. They do kind of raise some questions, but especially like, are those like extra fingers or
Nothing Ludia hasn't done before. Check Ardontognathes. And it's
true.
6.
Yeah, yeah, it has 6 fingers. Or, I mean, Entelemoth has the tusks growing out of, like, you know, those are incisors, like, they're growing out of its cheeks, so, you know, I get it.
Yeah, it does have 6 fingers.
But
I
yeah,
never
so,
noticed that.
I mean, these are all freaks anyway, so, design-wise, I can see there was an attempt to at least preserve most of the components. Like, you can still see a bit of the gooey Draco, like with the teeth and the crest shape, and the Rebirth Quetz's weird head and proportions, and then, you know, the fairy claws on the wings. And the thing is, if this thing is part raptor, if this is like with Erlikogama, it seems the one thing that got left behind probably was the raptor, which I'll be fine. I'm not losing sleep over that.
I mean, the raptor was already on its way out in Gamma.
Yeah.
Well, actually, looking at it further, I'm not sure whether this is an intentional byproduct of the rig or whatnot, but the toad that is analogous to the raptor claw does have a slightly longer claw. It's not much, but hey, there's something.
I mean, Albertosaurus has that too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. What else? Oh yeah, Sinta Molochs.
Ball!
Well, one, it's kind of a surprise seeing a hybrid from that ages-old vote coming back. Like, that was from the first hybrid vote, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it was. It was with. It was there with Endotaurus and the Tictocalis and whatever else was there.
Yo,
Oh yeah, and
Scutomosaurus.
Scutomosaurus, of course. How could I forget?
I have Scutomosaurus.
its current incarnation is not the best.
Yeah.
They removed the sauce.
I don't like the beak. But I mean,
I think my biggest issue with it is just a lot of people, they saw Santa Moloch with its massive crest, its massive spiked crest and beautiful colors, that that orange yellow hue on the crest contrasting with the dark deep blues. It looks really interesting, and then they just got rid of like half of that.
Mm-hmm. Like, especially the crest looks smaller. Maybe they ran into an issue with the rig or something.
Maybe.
Or it could just be an issue with the old design team.
Yeah, I figure. But in a way, it sort of gives me a little bit of hope. Because that means it's a possibility that we might be getting, at some point in the future, Scutomosaurus and or Ceratolania.
I mentioned.
And you know, I still am pretty pissed that I didn't get to. I mean, I was gonna say, wasn't there like, I remember like 2 or 3 years ago there being leaks and Scutomosaurus just being there.
It's weird.
Thanks,
Like, we have a
man.
profile picture, we have a model, we have basically everything we need for it. It's just not there.
Hmm. Well, there's still hope. I hope they revisit and I hope they don't have to change the model. I figure the model probably looks fine. But is there anyone else we need to address? I guess we can talk about the skins real quick.
It would be really fun if there was a leaked elephant.
I will say that the Quetzaldraco or whatever, like I mean, you're all probably staring at it right now, but that, like, this is the WhatsApp pterosaur, so.
Yeah.
What's Monster Energy? Many names have been assigned to it.
But in terms of the skins, I think the only passable one is the Arsenosaurus.
Mm.
Yellows
The
and
piss
browns
rabbit.
are good. The Sintomoloch is horrendous.
Yeah.
I don't think bright chameleon colors work on something like that.
It
You
looks
remember
like it looks like a sheep toy you'd buy for like $1.
Do you remember that one point in time where Ludia just decided to give like all of the Omegas green skins?
Yeah, that
I
was
just feel
weird.
like all of them manifest. Like all of them at once.
It makes no sense, you know? Like, I get some green skins, I get some green, but like, let's keep it to a minimum, please. There's more colors out there.
We haven't had a single pink skin.
There's the Harpy skin for Alankylosaurus.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's the only one I can think of. No, actually, there's the skin for the little raptor flock thing. What is it?
Oh yeah, Compsoraptor and an Aquiraptor as well. But those guys are ugly though.
Yeah. But I guess that's all for what's upcoming and what's new. Unless there's anything else we want to talk about besides.
Well, there's no more models, but the rest of the leaked guys, as in just name and stuff, is just a bunch of star creature slot.
Yeah, I've heard it. And there's still a bunch that haven't released yet that like I'm aware of. I figure they're rolling them out slowly, so. Oh yeah, this is off topic, but I guess we should might as well very briefly mention it. But IDGT is quitting Jurassic World Live.
I heard that.
Which was a bit of a surprise to me, but now the question is who's gonna step up to fill in that void? Not me.
Not me.
Not me. Definitely not me. I don't have the schedule for it.
And I'm not shooting for Jurassic World Alive.
Oh, man. I hate being sick.
There's probably gonna be someone that will take IDGT's place.
Now the question is, will it be as good? I don't know. Frankly, I didn't think there was going to be anyone who filled Pokémon's or even. Why am I forgetting his name? The
Beaver?
other guy, Pokefodder.
Pokefodder.
Those two just dipped, you know?
That'd be fair enough.
And I'm still here. But moving on, I guess, how about we just talk about the current state of the game? And especially, I wanted to address the like they had a bit of a recent blog post talking about like with the recent update that there were no creature rebalances, but they were looking for suggestions for creature rebalances.
Scaphpotato.
You know, I frankly think we could probably just put together an entire laundry list of things that need to be changed. But I'd say, with the current state of the meta, they're not going to nerf what is, or at least not really, they're not going to nerf all the super meta stuff because, you know, that's what's making the money. But I think it would be nice if we gave attention to a lot of the forgotten things. Specifically, there's a whole truckload of uniques and legendaries and especially epics, and a few apexes as well that have just been completely forgotten. So if you two want to like start naming off some while I let my voice recover a bit.
I'm not the most meta acquainted person out there, but I will say Scaphpotato should be Apex tier.
Alright. Don't worry. I am. I do believe there are quite a lot of rebalances that need to be done, to be honest. I do think that having some of the lower ranked creatures be buffed to meta relevance is always a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing some guy like Comsicolis right now who's probably bottom 1 unique. If we were to give some of these guys a bit more attention, it would be fun for the players and fun for Ludia as well. Especially since, you know, if the aim of the game is to release hybrids that have very similar components so that you can have like a bit more dominion on, you know, this hybrid is made with this component and this component, but oh, component B is also used in this new recent hybrid. So, you know, if you want more component B, come to the shop.
You gotta do some resource management, you know? That's personally something I don't have to worry about too much because most of the things I use, their resources, their components aren't that scarce, but I do burn through a lot of them pretty quickly.
Like to give an example, actually, Kula Trodon. It's going to be made, assumedly, with Kulasuka's Gen 2 and Dimetrodon Gen 2, which are both older creatures, released in like the very early stages of the game, and that's surprising for current Ludia, especially given that, you know, they usually prefer, oh, we have a new creature drop, and here's the new creature hybrid.
Yeah. So yeah, that it is surprising. But I guess if I were to give out a list of some hybrids, I in fact have the Paleo GG open up in my tab over here. But number 1, Alankyloceratops. I love this thing's design. I love its skin especially. It kind of is ass in this current meta. Now I don't know what in terms of suggestions, but I don't know, maybe have some more like I like Dragon's Flight, but Dragon's Flight is like its only good move.
I think its biggest issue is just how it slots into the current meta, right? Because if you look at the top few right now, a lot of them are heavy hitters that are able to bypass shields very, very easily.
Yep.
So a passive playstyle like Alankyloceratops just doesn't fit in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, especially if I were to complain very briefly again, because I complained about this last time, I believe, that the current meta is drifting more and more towards a lot of creatures that their moveset basically boils down to setup, massive damage, refresh, you know, and repeat cycle. There's not a lot of room for other playstyles, you know? Like, I like the setup and like I think the setup and destroy like playstyle is cool, but it shouldn't be everything, you know? Like I think Daze was a nice addition in terms of a new ability. And I like that there are some good creatures that are getting some use out of it. But I think especially with how fierce this meta is leading, I think it would be nice if we gave some attention to the cunnings and especially the resilience.
If anything, no, I feel like the cunnings need it a lot more than the resilience do, to be honest.
I think it's
when's the last time you've seen, say, Hast Maximus Refernantem be meta?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the cunnings. Well, the cunnings that are squishy, that have like, you know, the prototypical cunning, is because especially so many of these new meta-defining hybrids are like they're like, you know, class, like the class they're assigned is generally just kind of a suggestion more than like an actual ruling. Like, for example, a recent one, Paralitrosaurus, that one, resilient, right? Said like pure resilient, more or less, I think, right? It's labeled as pure resilient.
They did actually change it this recent update to be updated to fierce resilient, actually, same with Paralititan.
Well, either way, a resilient having like, I think, what is it? It has bleed immunity, right?
Full bleed immunity. Full reduced armor immunity. Just a bit of heal reduction resistance. The life.
And it's like, you know, I think, like, especially bleeding and, like, armor reduction and, like... I think, like, armor reduction is an okay stat to have on resilience because, like, they're the bulky class, like... They're the one that has the armor, usually. They're the ones with the bulk. But also, I think they should also, like... reducing armor is very much, like, I would classify it as, like, a soft, fierce ability. It's more of it allows some creatures to even the playing field with things that have a massive amount of armor. So when something that already has a large amount of armor is like has a resistance to it being reduced or an outright immunity to it, I think that like we're starting to push the boundaries of what this class is supposed to do, and especially with having bleed immunity on something with that much armor and that much health is like it's ridiculous, and especially with half the meta having rend resistance, it's like, what can you do?
Annoying. Definitely annoying.
Anyway, moving on, do any of you have another creature you would like to mention?
To be honest, for the uniques especially, a lot of the older creatures, those released from earlier updates, definitely need a lot more of a retooling. To give an example, right, Earlodominus. Earlodominus has not received the buff since 2.11. Or, is it 2.11? 2.21? One of those two. Either way, that was about 2 years ago, and the guy is suffering from it.
Yeah. I agree, Earlodom. I think the Indom hybrids, well, Indoraptor and Earlodom have suffered pretty majorly. I was gonna say, what's the verdict on Alodrigas?
Alodrigas, it's kind of there. Don't think it's been meta in a good while.
Alberto Spinos, I know, has, like, I don't think has ever been meta.
Yeah, he had a single stint back when it was released, and then it got casted away side almost instantly. It and Spinotosuchus, man, they keep getting buffs, and it's never enough.
It's like, I feel like they're trying to keep its identity, but the thing is, the meta has changed so much around them that their playstyle just doesn't work anymore. it's hard to be a fierce bleeder when half the meta is immune to your primary like means of dishing out damage.
And your secondary too.
Yep. Well, I would suggest like a minor buff for Androtops, because I'll be honest, I think Androtops is fine. I think Androtops is just underutilized.
I mean, I think its playstyle is alright, it just needs a couple updates.
Yeah, it's it's still working with the same kit it got pretty much on release.
Especially that health stat, it is a bit yikes.
Yeah,
3,900 with only 10%, that's basically a one-shot.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, that frickin' swapping is useless.
I don't know why they gave it a swap instead of an on escape. Like, I guess they wanted to be quirky with it, but
otherwise, its kit I think is fine. Like, its kit lets it be very flexible, or at least from my experience, and I run a level 31, and I'm working on upgrading it. It's at track 2 currently, and I've maxed out its boosts and whatnot, and it still can clear house. So, like, it is a glass cannon, but I like, and I do like that. I do like, but I really like how flexible it is. There's only a few matchups where it's like, oh well, I'm not winning this like at all. Primarily is that I just really fucking hate Concatosaurus.
who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
Antarctivinator, that's another one. Especially after Glyptosavis and Trichivinator, coming from it, it's fallen by the wayside.
I think, honestly, if there's any old meta guide that I'd like to see a bit of a revamp, especially given how unique its toolset is, it's Terravexus. I don't know. Back when it was buffed, it used to be, like, somewhat niche, or rather pretty strong, but nowadays I feel like it's just gone. It's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, like, it's got such a cool little, like, kit here, like, but, like, since it's so fragile and, like, its kit's kind of outdated, and also it's just been power crept by all these newer uniques, that it doesn't really get a moment, Ardentis Maxima, that's another one. I figure a lot of people would like Maxima to be good again.
To be buffed even further, especially, like, it did get a bit of a buff recently, giving it on-escape critical impact, Tauntfierce Rampage and stuff, but it's still not enough.
Hold on, I guess I didn't see it. Oh yeah, it did. Oh, interesting. But otherwise, like, obviously, like you mentioned, Compsognathus, I think desperately needs something. Dracoceratosaurus is, I think, the best creature using the Packy rig, so is the best looking, at least. Like, I like Glyptosavis, but I like Glyptosavis for the same reason I like Androtops, and that's because they're both butt ugly. But Dracoceratosaurus actually kind of looks cool, so it would be nice if it wasn't just the swap-in creature. Lystrosavis, another one. I think besides like Compsognathus, I think I've seen Lystrosavis the least out of the unique flocks.
I mean, yeah, pretty difficult too, since the others all had their own reign. Sungoscorpios, Tylos Intrepides, they're not followed up by, Compsoraptor, Aquiraptor nowadays is hitting. Same with Monkeyon.
So, you know, either, well, one, I'm in favor of one, buffing a unique and giving it an apex. It entices, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, if the creature is getting a new shiny thing, it should also get, like, a bit of a spit shine, you know? Like, it makes no sense to me when when an old Apex, well, an old Unique gets a new shiny Apex with this new overpowered kit, and then they just leave the Unique just behind, like, they don't change a thing about it. Like,
yeah, especially since that's what they used to do back in the days as well, right? Even back in the Jam City days, when they were releasing a hybrid mate or something, they always gave the creatures that made it just a little bit of spit and shine, just so that they could be slightly better, lead to something slightly more broken.
Like, I was really hoping for a Mono Rhino rework with Monolamoth, but no, they didn't. It still got the same kit it got back in the beginning of the raid the raid update.
But yeah, some of these oldies definitely could use a bit of retooling.
Here's three I'm gonna lump together because I feel like they're all stepping on each other's toes. Entellilania, Mammillania, and Testicornibus. I think they need to be distinguished because I'm gonna be honest with how much time I've sunk into all three of them. They all play very similarly.
Big tank with big armor stat, who would've thunk?
Yeah, but the thing is that they have no real identity. Like, the only one who has a bit of an identity is Entellilania, and Entellilania is just a little bit more of a glass cannon. Like, I like that they emphasize that it has a high damage stat, but trade-off is it's got slightly lower health for a resilient, but in turn it's got much higher damage output and a decent amount of, well, more than a decent amount of armor to allow it to tank things. But being a pure resilient just isn't working in this meta, especially with that. Another thing is, I think a lot of these uniques need revamped and or just completely new reactive abilities. Because Entellilania is an example of that, because it is after it shields, it'll get a damage increase by 15% for 2 turns, 2 attacks. But basically what that means is it gets a slightly stronger counterattack. And this thing has a minor counterattack, so that's not gonna do much. I feel like that's probably more useful on, because Testicornibus also has that reactive, sort of. But at least it has some more, it can more readily use that, I guess. But speaking of Testicornibus, I love you, Testa. But you are kind of boring. And I think I think it's such a missed opportunity, because I think its original identity on release was far more interesting. I want them to bring back the distracting shield. I want them to kind of keep some of that uniqueness lost. Because what part of this thing's kit screams, "Oh, I'm part Nazuru Ceratops"?
Not much.
Yeah, not at all. This thing is mostly deer internal. So I think bring back distracting shield, or I don't know, or give it some sort of stun move, or like, I don't know, reactive kits and like and alert abilities and whatnot. Like, there's so much you can do, and the fact that they just haven't done anything for a lot of them is like, it's a shame. And finally, Mammalania. Like, I like the idea behind Mammalania, is like the whole, like, the more you hit me, the stronger I get. But, you know, the massive health and the massive armor pool is nice, but that pitiful damage and that nothing kit, like, no way of dealing with Phlox, no way of, like, really dealing with anything other than Cunnings, means that, like, Mammalania is gonna, like, lose to just about anything. Can it break a shield, or at least, you know, or bypass its armor, which it should supposed to. But I've seen, like, I've given it a test, and this thing has been beaten out by some of the newer, like, Cunning hybrids. Like, I don't think that's right. But anyway, I've been talking for a moment, I've been coughing, so how would you all make some suggestions?
Suppose, actually, while we're on the topic of, like, reactives, because you brought up Mammalania's reactive earlier, I want to bring up some of Ludia's attempts at trying to make something interesting. Because reactives, right, I'm not gonna lie, when they were first introduced in about, like, 3.x, they were very half-baked for a bunch of the newer uniques. For a bunch of the older uniques, sorry, because taking your Intellalania example, if you shield, which lasts for like a single turn, by the way, you get just a slight slight damage buff. Or if you're Mammalania and you get reduced damage, God forbid, one of your 3 moves that doesn't cleanse it, and you have it, you get a slight armor increase.
When you already have, like, one of the highest armor counts in the game.
Just feels half-baked. Of course, they fully baked and burnt the kitchen with some of the newer uniques, like Distortus Rex, being unable to kill it unless you bring it down to 25% or less. But,
yeah, the fuck you, I win, you know?
I mean, that being said, though, I do appreciate the attempts at, like, you know, trying to bring in new features to the game. And to segue on to a newer point, the last update, 3.20, did bring the map switch update, allowing you to travel the world. How's that been faring for you both so far?
I like it.
I think it's a very well implemented mechanic, not gonna lie.
I do have my issues with it, like, for example, needing to pay up a very hefty sum if you're going to, like, if you want to swap to another country, or another continent, God forbid.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since you have to go through the rotation that you're already in, right? Like, assuming the point of the feature was, you can go to North America, or you can go to Europe if you're stuck in Asia, or if you're stuck in North America, you get to go to Europe and Asia from the freedom of your own home. But it still does rotate from America, Europe, and Asia, so you're bound to have, like, a whole week or so. More than that, I think. Just stuck darting the same things. It's not very good.
Like, this is the first time, like, I think in, like, one of the only other times in Jurassic World life history where they've kind of tried to sort of, you know, copy what Pokemon Go did, with having, like, some creatures be exclusive to certain parts of the world. And I'd say with this feature, I don't know, maybe you could split up maybe you could even out the pool then, you know? But that would require some changes to this system, and I think it's just reduce the price of changing, like, the map, or, like, give some other way to, like, you know, allow players to freely, like, or at least much more easily change, because, like, you know, their darting area. Because, one, you're restricted to a small area anyway. And from what I've noticed, I don't know if this is something any of you noticed, but I've noticed when I dart things in, like, when I'm in another, like, I'm using the other location thing, the darting timer seems to be, like, half.
Oh yeah, no, the drone timer is halved when you're using this feature, which I think it's not a bad trade-off. I just think they could extend it to maybe about 75% of the original.
Yeah, like,
So it
I
doesn't
feel
feel like
half
you're
is a
darting
bit
about nothing.
much, especially if you're, like, especially if you paid, like, you know, if you, like, you know, hucked up a couple, like, bucks or whatnot, or like, to change, and then, like, you can't get nearly as much out of it. So I think it needs some adjustments. But overall, in terms of a system that's been implemented in recent memory, it's nice. And I'm kind of
Very
hoping that this might maybe potentially lead to a possible aquatic update someday. Who knows? That's a pipe dream of mine, but, you know, seems like they got the foundations for it.
I mean,
I actually could
they
use that system.
planned, actually. They have planned. Don't know whether they plan on going through with it, given that this was data mined quite a bunch ago, but they have planned for a lot more unique zones to be added. Like,
Cool.
very recently, they had an expedition drone for Ile Saint-Hubert, data mined recently. Don't know if they're gonna go through with that, but, you know, would be nice.
But I figure an aquatic update might just be way too big of a scope. Especially with how frequent, like, the updates for for Jurassic World Life have been. Like, there was a point in time when there were, like, big, like, breaks, like, big spans of time between updates. But the thing is, it was usually, like, because of, like, it was worth it, usually. When there was a big wait, it usually meant, oh, that they were working on something big. And so when it came out, it was like Christmas morning. But, yeah, in terms of a recent feature, yeah, I like it. Need some adjustments.
It's good quality of life, though.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything else of topic I could, we can get out? My throat is killing me, but I'm willing to keep going for a little bit more.
Yeah, don't plan on dragging this out for too long. But I do want to touch on... Oh, no. I do want to touch on some of the benefits of modern Jurassic World Alive, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, in a hyper-competitive market, like the App Store, horrid place, I do believe that all of these newer things, all these shiny new toys for us to stand out with, like the Amber, Isle of Trials, and very recently this new map thing, I think they've all been, like, pretty cool new additions.
Mm-hmm.
Help us play the grind.
I wish there were.
I just think-
Never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
I just think the biggest issue with the game is just its monetization problem.
True.
So I can't blame them for it, right? You got to make money somehow, especially in a dying game. But it's like
that's just how the market is. But oh yeah, do y'all remember that? I think I might have brought it up last time, but hey, remember that thing where they asked us to vote on some features we wanted added in the future?
Yeah.
You know, do you think we're gonna get the rest of those or not?
I hope we do.
I hope
Sincerely
so.
do, but
I doubt it though.
was, let me see, when was that? Because I remember, or at least I remember
It was earlier
reposting
this
it.
year.
Yeah, that was back in, February. But, like, I kind of forgot what some of the things were in there. I know, like, the different drone types, or at least different dart types, I think, were something that they,
And one was being able to quit out of matches.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the speed tie, definitely. The speed tie thing, that should be immediately. Like, put that in now.
Mm-hmm.
Speed ties being tied, being whoever wins them being based on whoever is closest to the server is this is just giving an advantage to French Canadians, goddammit.
I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like both systems have advantages and disadvantages. Because, let's say if you know you're slower, you're kind of screwed on that front. You do have to plan around being the slower guy. And some matchups, like the Beklolef matchup, actually prefer you to be the slower guy turn 1 and then the faster guy turn 2. So that does give a very inherent advantage to the guy that managed to pull that.
I think there should probably be a little bit more skill involved in it, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, Dress for Life is a game of, I would argue, is of generally, skillful tactical decision making, you know? And reading your opponents. It's like chess, but worse.
It's like chess if the rook had a 71% chance to be captured any other turn.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing is being able to forfeit a battle. Please, I am getting tired of these people holding me hostage. There are these guys who the only thing they do is they just bring in a bunch of creatures that can self-heal, and they spam, and they spam, and they spam, and they don't let you leave. And you can't kill them, because they're just gonna swap out or, heal off all that damage. And unfortunately, most of the things I run don't have super punishing on escape moves, so I'm already getting screwed because I'm not playing by the meta, so I'm getting screwed more by these people who are just trying to waste my time.
I don't battle too much, but my team is full of cunnings, just because I like them. And, oh boy, it's been kind of rough.
Here's another thing. I don't think this was on there, but I think this is just something we need desperately. Please add a chat box feature to raids.
I'm honestly surprised that was not part of the feature list.
I know.
I think it's one of the most requested things.
So tired. I am so tired of having to try and communicate with someone, some bum somewhere, trying to do a raid, and we're picking our creatures, and he fucking picks Panthera Blythe again. And I'm telling you, please stop. That thing is not raid compatible. Stop. Or the people who bring Pantherator to Unique or Apex raids, that thing doesn't work.
Well, it does for one.
It works. It worked for one. It worked for one, and people were all conditioned by it. That is, I'm thinking everyone just psyoped themselves with the Spino Egypticus raid, that the Panthera strat works for that raid, so it must work for the rest. And it's no, it doesn't. Please.
I don't expect too much from the Jurassic World Alive community.
True.
I know a bunch of them are. I know a bunch of them are majority young, so don't want to insult them.
But it would be nice. It would be nice to at least be able to say, hey, do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Instead of saying,
we
please
need a
change
healer.
creature.
We need a healer. Please heal.
Like, especially, like, you know, like, I don't mind playing healer in raids. In fact, I take pride in it, and for the same reason I like playing medic in TF2. You know, I'm not killing anything, but I'm the reason they're all, the opponents are dead, so, like, you know, I think some raid healers maybe need to be, like, you know, I think we need some more diversity amongst the raids. I think raids should just be made. I think raids have kind of become gradually both my favorite and least favorite thing about Jurassic World Live, because I feel like they've been kind of, like, ignored for a long time. But also, it's, like, the only time I feel like I can, like, you know, it's fun to communicate and there's, like, a challenge to it. Like, I was kind of excited for Brawl, and then Brawl turned into whoever has the best shit wins. But, like, there's 4 of them now.
Now it's not even whoever has the best shit wins. Whoever has anything meta.
Yeah, whoever, especially when they limited the pool of creatures, I still hate that. Like, just, like, restrict it to, like, just make it basic, like, rares, epics, like, legendaries, uniques. Don't do apexes. I don't want to do any more ones where apexes are allowed. I think that's where it stops being fun. Because it was fun, like, there was early parts of Brawl I thought were kind of fun figuring out, like, and every now and then when I do play Brawl, I like figuring out, like, what is a sleeper pick amongst this roster? Like, who here can help mitigate the downsides, or at least help counter this strategy I keep seeing over and over and over again?
And who would have thought the answer was always Unburster Wolf?
Well, yeah. But yeah, I think just give us access to all of them in a Brawl, please. Like, I understand, like, I like the modifiers. Sometimes they're a little bullshit, but, like, I like them. I think they add a decent amount of spice. Restricting the roster, I do not think gives enough spice. It just kind of enforces that it's like, it's the rich get richer, you know? There's only going to be a few in that roster, just given the state of balance, that are, like, good, while the rest are, like, hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sweep the floor with my level 30 Scaphpotato, please.
Yeah, like, let people use what they want to use. Like, I would love to use my team, like, my team of uniques in Brawl. I think they'd be cool. And I've managed to get some clutches with some of the things that, like, when a Brawl event has, like, a good amount of what my team contains, like having I had Arctovacillus on one of my recent ones, and Arctovacillus was really good, despite going up against, like, the top meta apexes, because, like, Arctovacillus was at least kind of decent at disrupting the others. But and I guess if we're talking about pipe dreams, if there's one thing I would kind of love to see tried, because I'm fairly certain they did it at some point, is I would like for one of their other games, I would like Brawl multiplayer. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean, like, imagine raids and Brawl were kind of mashed together.
Definitely a bit of a pipe dream.
It's certainly a pipe dream, but, I mean, seems kind of within reason. Like, the 2v2 experience is cool, but I like the teamwork aspect of raids, and I think that would be really cool if it was a 4v4. Like, I know the kinds of servers you would need for that, and, like, matchmaking and whatnot would be difficult, but I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah. Another thing is actually, now that I think about it, just a little suggestion. We haven't had a creature event in like quite a while. Not creature event, but you know, every once in a while they used to do those community events where they gather the community to do this, that for a skin and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they've. I think they've expressed interest in doing another one recently, but I feel like it could be used a lot more.
I think part of it is that they often,
right?
I've noticed they often either make the threshold way too low or way too high.
No, because it depends on what the threshold is, right? Like, the one that went way too low, the one that offered Sorrowless Kingfisher, was about, I believe, either tournament battles or arena battles. And, surprise, surprise, a good majority of the Jurassic World Alive player base that is tired of power creep does not want to deal with fighting.
Mm-hmm. So, especially, some of these could be addressed with, like, you know, with rebalancing and whatnot. But also, for, like, some of those ones, like, I think more community events should be, I think they should be, continue to do that. And I think Brawl should be worked on a bit. I think Brawl, I mean, frankly, it's mainly just power creep, and my other things, like, my other problems with it. But other than that, like, I think Jurassic World Live is in a pretty decent state. As much as we all like to complain, we all complain because we're passionate.
Mm-hmm.
And especially I try not to be doomery about things, especially in real life. But especially for a game like this, it's like, it's a game, dude. Like, it's not the end of the world, but I care. I've been playing since launch, so... Like, I've watched this game has changed dramatically, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember a point in
game...
time when, I think it was when Echo had Cloak. And when Cloak was just stupidly busted.
I don't remember if Echo had Cloak or not. I can only go double check, but... I do remember when Pure Immunity was a thing.
Pure Immunity,
that was
like,
pretty gas.
And, like, thing is, Jurassic World Life has changed pretty majorly. Like, the devs recognized that the immunity meta sucked and people were complaining about it, and so there was a radical overhaul and rechange. Sure, the first steps, the first try was like, yeah, they were a little drunk, they smashed their noses in a little bit, but, you know, they were thanks for trying, you know? And gradually it got better.
And then they brought it back, and then they introduced a mechanic to try to stop it. And they introduced the resistance to that, which just reinforces it.
Like, I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think there should be some abilities that just don't have resistances. Like, I think Affliction and Daze, I think, should not have any resistances. Or at least if there are things that have resistances to them, they should be very, very low. Because those are kind of...
They're not 100%.
Yeah, like, those abilities are, like, kind of designed to even the playing field. Like, Affliction allows things that are facing off against something that has, like, a buttload of resistances to at least do something impactful. Like, I love the ones that have, like, Sticky Derek's, despite its state, the current state it's in, is one of my favorite uniques in terms of a playstyle. Because I love the use of Affliction with Bleed and its kit. Like, you know, you can actually bleed out things, even if they have a bleed resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And Daze is very similar, of, like... Daze is a good way to, like, deal with those things that have, like, a counterattack that does a million different things, and a on-escape that does a million different things. All I'm saying is, I think you should, Ludia, please give Smile Anemones a Dazing Pounce, please. I think it fit.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I do hope that the game does improve slightly over time, especially considering the down state that it's currently in. But you know, I grew up with the game. It's near and dear to my heart.
Same. So I was gonna say sorry, Scaff, for we've kind of been just talking over you. So I want to let you have the floor a bit.
I don't know what to say.
I was gonna say, you know, for someone who desperately wanted to be on here, you sure are quiet.
No. Scout's issue is just that she's good at discussing like designs and whatnot. If you want to have a good chat about designs of her, that's fine. It's just that given a good chunk of this was discussing the meta, something that she's not too familiar with, it's yeah. So I wanted to rein the topic back to more like general stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say, well, I guess before we close things out here, because I think we're kind of getting, it's like we're past an hour point now. So, but I was gonna ask, what, because I don't get to ask my guests this a lot because I don't have a lot of guests. Give me your top 5 hybrid designs in Terrestrial Live.
Shit, 5 minutes.
Scaff, how about you go first? If you know them by heart.
I need to check through what hybrids even exist. Top 10, that's a lot.
I said top 5.
Well, top 5.
Oh, top 5.
If you want, we could
I'm not
round
gonna
it to
list them
top
off.
3.
I'm not gonna list them off in any particular order, but I will glaze a bunch of these designs. I've come around to Monomimus. You'd think like, oh, the person named after Monomimus must really adore the Monomimus design, but now back in the day, I honestly wasn't too big a fan of it. But I've come around. I think the colors on the guy are really nice.
Agreed. I can see that.
Then we have, in terms of apexes, I'd say Indoliken's honestly really up there. But that's a bit of a cold take, maybe.
I gotta agree on you. Indoliken is sick.
In terms of a more recent design, yeah, Titanatolus is pretty good. It's not a top 5 for me, but I will say it's top 5 apexes maybe. Especially in recent days. Oh, sleeper pick actually. One that I personally like that I've noticed not a lot of people do. I don't hate Barriator's base skin. I don't know, there's something about it.
You know, I don't blame. You know, I can see the appeal. I think Barriator is like a little bland, but that's because most of its components are kind of bland.
But that's because it glances over at Barriosaurus.
Yeah. But is the
Uniques wise, there's nothing that draws me in too much. Of course, Antarctivinator's up there, but we all know Antarctivinator's up there. Pokondactylus I really like, actually. I think
love
the
Pookie.
Pokondactylus is great, yeah.
Red, that deep red is really, really appealing. Especially contrasting with the greens.
I was gonna say, Scaff, do you got some picks now?
I've written down a short list. Just scrolling through what creatures there are. Ankylocodon is my OG go. I love that little stinker so much. Rinch's Scion, and also Entellus Ceros, I can mention that as well. It's like absolutely great reptilian mammalian hybrids. Adaphosidius also is a pretty design. And then the strangest choice, Bahatonodon.
You know, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Bahatonodon.
I mean, hey, Bahato ain't bad.
I do like Edmoniguanodon quite a bit just because of memories with it.
I remember
It
regenning
is
Run.
pretty colorful. God, I remember Regen and Run. Back in those days, man. Oh man.
I was just thinking more of him. But yeah, no, my favorite design in like the whole game has to be Parasol Fox. Parasol Fox is just such a good design.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that.
I just think the glowing parts could be a bit more exaggerated, but yeah.
Yeah. And then honorable mention Scaphpotato, I guess.
Alright, well, I guess, and for me, and for in no particular order, my top 5 are obviously Smile Anemones, Andrew Tops, Mammillania, Testicornibus, and it's a toughie. It's a real toughie, but I'm gonna go for Alan Kyloceratops.
Yeah.
With plenty of honorable mentions. Love love Ardontic Nathis. I like Ovalenken. I love Pucandactylus. I love Stygiderex. Love Spinoconstrictor. Love Trotoboa.
Not to mention Overgrowth Moloch.
You know, actually, I think I still remember when you used to do that one Stygiderex redesign.
Mm-hmm.
I think that design still lives in my head, rent-free.
Yep.
Big hit, man.
Maybe I'll redo it someday.
And I suppose while we're mentioning honorable mentions, there is one in particular that I want to bring up. Actually, a guilty pleasure of mine.
You can spin the Circops.
If you know me, you probably know that I like the Ornithomimosaur rig in general. I think it's a really goofy rig. The one guy that I do not like from it being Aquacomulus, because that guy's stupid. But a guilty pleasure of mine is because I obviously like Triceratomimus, right? Great design, really colorful guy. Used to be my mascot until I decided to swap. But I honestly kind of fuck with Aquila Mimus.
You know, I'm not gonna argue with you. Aquila Mimus was a bit of a favorite.
No, because Aquila Mimus is... a lot of people think it's ugly. It's an ugly, bald fuck. But, I don't know. I've come around to it.
I was gonna say... I like Aquilote.
Oh, I like Aquilite, yeah. It's on my team right now, actually.
I am debating on whether or not it should go back on my team. Say that again.
Hold on. I'll tell her. Hold on.
Oy.
Oh.
My throat.
Yeah, hopefully this hasn't been too straining on your throat since you've been talking for about an hour or so.
Nah, it's this is just because I'm sick. Well, recovering from being sick, so.
Am I alive again?
Yes.
Yep, you're doing good.
I was playing Uber Musume.
Okay.
Of course.
But no, on the topic of Ornithomimosaurs, my favorite design in the whole game has to be Rodivatus. He's such a simple and pleasant guy to look at. And also this render.
It's a good render.
I don't know, I feel like with the Ornithomimosaurs, with the exception of a single guide, they don't really miss.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. All right, now here's what's a guilty pleasure like hybrid of yours, or at least like one that like you look at and think, oh, this sucks and this is horrible, but you can't help but love it.
Aquila Mimus.
And Monagonada.
And to a more recent design, Barishcore.
Hmm.
Soralif. I can see the flaws with Soralif, but I love Soralif so much. It's such a goofy looking guy.
I agree. Glyptosavis is mine currently. Because thing is, little secret was that I was planning on making a whole full edited video just about Glyptosavis. And right when I was in the middle of writing that script, they changed it, and I was like, God damn it. I had to scrap the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, better get one out soon before they change it again.
They're not going to change it again.
Never know. They've changed it like 3 times now.
They have? Oh, right. It did have a rocky release, so... But for a while it seemed like they weren't going to be touching it, but... But anyway, I think we've probably exhausted all we can talk about right now. At least not until, like, we have, you know, another update or new hybrids or whatnot to point and laugh at. So, I guess,
I mean, hey, with Jurassic World Alive, I can yap for centuries if need be, but I think we can call it here, yeah.
Yep. But, well, go ahead, you know, you two, like, I obviously, like, go ahead and tell the audience where they can find you or whatnot. I'll be sure to include those links.
I know
If
Twitter.
you wish, you can find me on Instagram. I'm not very active there anymore, but I might try posting again soon. You know, I've got a bunch of art in the backlog, and I might try sending some that way. If not, though, I'm on Discord, as everybody else is.
Unfortunately.
I also have an Instagram and I'm also on Discord.
And, well, and, I mean, we all know me, me with my massive ego and whatnot. But,
And your dead Twitter account.
my dead Twitter account. Both of my Twitter accounts are effectively dead, so. But, I think that's all I can really say and all we can really talk about. So, thank you two for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for listening and enjoying this, and or even if you disliked it, if you didn't like me coughing, I'm sorry. I'm dying. So
Could edit some of those out in the video, maybe.
yeah, I'm lazy. So whatever.
Bears.
But yeah, this has been Majunda Boa. I will see y'all another time. You know, maybe I'll actually have something well edited and, you know, well researched and funny and whatnot done. Maybe I'll start making memes again. Remember when I did that? Alright.
Maybe not.
Alright. See y'all.
Bye.